Remember that time on Justice League Unlimited when Superman and Captain Marvel fought? Well, I'm here to talk about it. Captain Marvel vs. Superman is a rivalry that gets talked about every now and then. I mean, I really wouldn't call it a rivalry because Billy Batson is Superman's #1 fan and is the kind of hero he inspires to be. But since he's known to be on par with Superman, some dare say that he could be Superman simply because of his magic abilities, and I'm sitting here like, damn. This episode starts off with tension already. Batman needs help with fighting Parasite because he's sucking up all the other heroes' powers with no reflex. Hey, yo! Superman is busy saving a plane and tells him to give him about 30 seconds. But that's when Captain Marvel comes flying past him so fast that he knocked his cape in front of him. Superman was like, "Who the fuck is this nigga?" And when he finally arrives to the scene, Parasite is already looking like a pretzel. Strike one! Now this is already making Superman look bad because every time he fights Parasite, he gets dropped and has to beat him with prep time like he was Batman. So Captain Marvel beating him with ease is already starting things off on the wrong foot. Everybody's gassing him up, and then this fake ass Mr. Fantastic has the nerve to say that he did a better job than Superman. If I was Clark, I would have kicked him off the league immediately. Superman is like, "Who is this mini-me looking at, boy?" Started sizing him up immediately. Captain Marvel was recruited to the team when Superman was out in space, so he doesn't even know who he is. He gets starstruck and accidentally says that Superman is his biggest fan.
What the fuck did you just say to me, little motherfucker? Say it!
Superman looked like he was ready to punch him off rip just for coming into his territory. Even Batman was nervous for Captain Marvel for a split second. News reporters start swarming him immediately. They start asking him questions and he's delivering top tier quotes, giving praise to the Justice League and his big goat Superman. Lois, being the elite reporter that she is, follows up with that question and he drops a big bombshell. Captain Marvel gives praise to Lex Luthor, saying that it's great that he went from a supervillain to being president of the United States, or running for president of the United States. Lois was like, "Is this nigga serious?" And before he drops more quotes that could get him kicked out of the league, he flies off to school. Fast forward to the Watchtower and Captain Marvel is looking elite, greeting everyone and even getting a high five from Captain Atom. But don't worry about him, Superman gonna rock his shit later on. Like they really tried to make him look like he could be the next leader of the Justice League, or better yet, the next Superman. Superman pops up behind him and is like, "We need to talk." This wasn't just a one-on-one talk. This man got hit with a founding members meeting. Superman was like, "Nigga, did you read the newspaper? Because from what I've seen, you riding Lex Luthor like an IG model." Superman tells him, "We don't pick favorites, we don't do advertisement, and we don't do politics. Especially supervillains running for president." Which is funny because Lex Luthor technically isn't a supervillain. He should technically just be a villain, but I guess because of his super intellect, that counts as supervillain. But that's just my perspective, but whatever. While Superman was crashing out on Captain Marvel, Flash in the corner looking like, "Why am I in this meeting?" Billy was like, "Hold up, bruh. I'm not Team Lex. I was just pointing out how everyone's giving him a second chance." Superman wasn't hearing none of that. Told him, when you're dealing with a man like Lex Luthor, nothing is simple. That man would give up a night with Beyonce just to turn me into a pack. And Billy snapped back and was like, "Maybe he's not attracted to Beyonce. Maybe he's a Cardi B man." Everybody in the league was looking at him like, this nigga tripping. Superman told him that you're prohibited from talking to anybody unless you run it through us. Strike two! That was strike two for Captain Marvel. Everyone knows how deep the beef between Lex Luthor and Superman is. That man has come up with multiple ways to unalive him. Hell, the majority of Superman's rogue gallery exists because of Lex. So if you're friendly and you say anything positive about the ops, then you might as well clock out. Superman goes on to watch Lex Luthor's interview and is not listening to a word he said. I mean, bro is voiced by Mr. Krabs, the grimiest individual to touch a cartoon, so I don't blame him for being skeptical. Lex invites Superman to his charity event because everyone knows Superman loves charity events. Hell, he even raised Flash for a charity event. So we go to Superman and Batman fighting crime and talking about Superman crashing out on Captain Marvel. Superman's just looking for an excuse to take his frustrations out. This man need this Gorilla Grodd looking NPC in the nuts and was straight piecing him up mid-conversation. Batman was like, bro, chill out. I'm supposed to be the angry one of the group, and you're supposed to be the happy one. Superman tells him, bro, why is everybody drinking the Captain Marvel Kool-Aid but me? Batman tells him, because we like him, and he smiles a lot. You know, the thing you're supposed to be doing? Professor Emil Hamilton tells him that somebody stole 4 pounds of weapon-grade kryptonite, and Superman immediately said Lex did it. Batman is like, chill out. Let's get the facts first before we beat this nigga up. Superman heard the beat him up part and wasn't listening to nothing else. Batman told him to go to the charity event and raise some money. We go to the charity event and Lex is giving a speech that everybody is eating up. But Lois and Superman are like, nigga, we not buying this BS. Superman gives this man the meanest side-eye and was like, I know you're plotting something, so stop lying. Lex walks away to talk to some baddie, and she tells him that the device will go off soon. Superman heard that and started scanning everywhere. He looks beneath the playground and sees the device with a timer going off. He starts yelling and told everybody to get out of there immediately. Leave it up to Lex to have a device under a children's playground. Superman gets ready to punch the ground, and that's when Lex is like, no, please, you don't know what you're doing. Superman pushes him and is like, nigga, you lucky I'm not Injustice, Superman. Captain Marvel pops up and is like, what's going on? And Lex, being the master manipulator, stirs up the pot. He tells him that there is a device that could go off, and Superman is like, see, this nigga stay lying. He got a bomb getting ready to go off and is trying to run for president. Lex tries BSing and says it's a device to create free and clean energy. Captain Marvel's just hearing both of them go back and forth, and this nigga actually agrees with Lex.
You stupid.
He tells him that, hey, let's go get Adam or somebody else over here to investigate. And he tells them that we got about 3 minutes before that bomb goes off, and I'm not letting that happen. Captain Marvel grabs Superman's arm, and that's when Strike 3 happened.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Superman threw him into Lex Luthor's statue, and Captain Marvel's like, I bet. He grabs Superman's cape and swings him around the world. Darkseid was somewhere on Apocalypse watching this fight and was like, let me use that move in the future. Lex, being surrounded by reporters, is like, come on guys, can't we all just get along? Superman and Captain Marvel are dead set on fighting each other, and this fight turns into not just absolute cinema, but the main inspiration for the final battle in Man of Steel. Superman and Captain Marvel clash and breaks every piece of glass in the vicinity. The blowback made Captain Marvel crash into the hospital. This man threw a bus at Superman, and the explosion destroyed the entire building. This pissed Superman off completely because this man started throwing sound barrier punches. The punches were so hard that they sounded like somebody was getting thunder and lightning style backshots. Superman was hitting this man with ultra combos and even hit him with a 50,000 foot swanton bomb. I'm sitting here like, throw the damn towel, bro. He's just a kid. But you know they're saying around these parts. F them kids. After getting mollywopped for what seemed like an hour to Captain Marvel, he finally started landing blows himself. I mean, they weren't delivering the same sound effects as Superman's were, but they did have some sort of damage. He knocked Superman into the bank, and Superman was like, F this, and crushed this man with a Volt. He didn't just hit him with it one time and called it a day. He hit it with him 3 times. This the kind of fight that would give Palpatine a hard on if he was witnessing it, so I imagine that Lex was damn near about to explode. So Superman goes back to the bomb, but before he could destroy it, Captain Marvel is acting like Captain America and is like, I can do this all day. Which is funny because Superman can do the same damn thing too. Superman hit him with a 3-piece, and you would think that the fight is over. But Billy pulls out the last resort move that you use when you're losing in a fighting game and starts spamming. Captain Marvel hit him with the Shazam lightning bolt twice, and Superman was like, alright, that's enough, and made him hit himself with the lightning. Billy tries to Shazam one more time so that he can get back into the fight and get exposed again. But Superman grabbed his mouth and said, little nigga, that's enough. When he grabbed him by the mouth, my Injustice PTSD started kicking in, because if you know what happened the last time Superman covered Billy's mouth, then you know it didn't end well. It's revealed that Lex was telling the truth, and Superman was like, I beat up a little kid for nothing? But Batman was like, you beat up a kid and now I gotta pay for it. Later on, Captain Marvel calls a meeting and Superman tries to apologize, but he cuts him off and was like, I talk, you listen. Then Superman's face was like, nigga, you want a round 2 that quick? He says that the League ain't what it used to be and decides to leave the Justice League. Superman is like, damn, we really lost a good one. But Batman was like, don't sweat over it. They just set you up to look like a fool. This nigga Batman knows everything, bruh. He could have told everybody what was going on, but instead he wanted to flex how much money he got by letting Superman and Captain Marvel destroy a part of Metropolis. It's revealed that Lex's plan was to set up Superman with destroying the bomb, but Captain Marvel fighting Superman in 4K made things even better. And it's revealed that he's working with Amanda Waller. This fight right here was so crazy, bro. Just seeing Superman piece up a kid without a care in the world was gold. But low-key, this fight was just a way to show how much Superman hates Lex. He threw Billy into Lex's statue, destroyed Lex Luthor's hospital, and even destroyed his bank. This man said, let me destroy Lex's 401k, and did it with the quickness. But the funny thing about this fight is that Superman beat him up so bad that Captain Marvel had to change his name to Shazam. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and comment. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out my other Superman video if you haven't. And stick around because I'm going to be talking about his fight with Captain Marvel next. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.